Full reactions are on Patreon, or if you want, you can pull up your copy of episode 27 of Frieren, Beyond Journey's End, An Era of Humans, and press play on it when I press play when the timer reaches 0. Only got 2 episodes left, let's see. Yeah, right? Eh, Not spending enough time with her is the easy assumption this time. But that's partially on her, I think, this time. I will say, for not knowing her name, still, I'm sorry. She probably has my favorite character design in the show. Is it inappropriate to call her Harry Lady? Oh boy. Oh, but you have the sentimental attachment. I mean, you could always repair that one, but have a new staff that you actually use. Like you could keep the pieces of that one, even put it back together. It doesn't. I don't think he expected to be on her side with this one. I don't blame her, but Frieren is being a little insensitive. If you must. No, no, no. You offered. Too late. Oh, come on, man. You don't have to be all chummy chum, but you could just be a little bit less closed off. Well, business to be done. I mean, honestly, in this world, it seems pretty plausible he probably will be, but given how old we've seen several people make it to. Yeah, I mean, like, he's kind of a dick, but I can kind of understand most of his behavior, even if I don't like it either. Dang, I was kind of hoping you were recruiting him for something. I really am generally invested in all of these characters they've kind of rapidly introduced, relatively speaking, rapidly. For this show, rapidly. No. Talk Fern into, like, keeping it as a keepsake, but having a new staff for actual utility. No, that's not what he said. He can do it. Yep. Man. I actually, yeah, even if he is a dick, it's impressive. I actually do feel for this guy just a little bit. Man, it is the ultimate cure. I generally, I'm not huge on Stark, but I do really like Fern's kind of realistic for her age personality. A little bit. It's a type of personality. No, that was a nod, kind of. Is that the staff right there? Spoiled the surprise. I am still generally bugged at the actual nature of the test, pending if we ever get more information. Like, uh, but I do like the legitimate emotions they're giving these characters. Like it is something to aspire to, and to lose out on that is just a miserable, rotten feeling for these people. I think they're doing it very effectively. Even this prick, I'm feeling for him. Oh, that's a fucking scary look if I ever saw one. Holy shit. Fern, you don't do warm too well. Ooh, a bit more than usual, right? So the third test has to be pretty fucking brutal. Do you care what she wants? I don't yet have a full read on your character. Ooh. I'm not totally sure I believe you, but I do believe you that they're not all just gonna die. Alright. Maybe they said it and wasn't clear. I did not realize that Syrie was officially top dog of the first class mages. Thought it was more of like a ceremonial type thing. Still a little perplexed on the nature of how this affects the legal matter we learned about at the start as far as traveling closer to the Demon King's realm and all that. Still a little unclear as to how that works. And concerns about world building there, but I'm a little less bugged that the tests are bullshit if she's officially top dog. That's different. I thought, yeah, maybe they said it more clearly and I'm an idiot. That's fine. 12, 24, and 3, 2, 1, go. Because she is hardcore, like the magic should be special. Ooh. The fact that you can tell that specifically is amazing. That's how good she is at it. Well, someone's had a lot of practice. What do you think an elf has? It's a miracle that this guy could tell. I'm actually more impressed by him at the moment. Oh, and yet. I'll be back. Sorry about that. Starting the timer at 14:04 and 3, 2, and go. That's the key phrase for her age. I feel like we're definitely gonna get a lot more characterization for the Demon King at some point. As they bring him up a lot more than I might have expected at this point. Eh, that was fucking cool. Oh, come on. Just an interview? What does that mean? Eh, not the vibe I got from that conversation, but maybe. Suppose you might be right, but I feel like there is a bit more to this. Heh, nope. That's lazy. At least come up with better bullshit than that. You gotta have a big enough ego to come in here. You would fail the cautious hero in an instant. Meh. Ah, so your organization is just laziness compounded, got it. Well, it's not like she would have been there if they hadn't recruited her, so to speak. So yeah, she was lucky. Just not in the way you probably meant. She's got a pretty fucking great memory, so let's test that. Might not recognize him. You know, I've ragged on most of the flashbacks being overly important, but I'm gonna give this one a complete pass. This is really good. Yeah, she's the only one. She's the only one I'm not worried about being intimidated, so to speak. Nope. I like you. Not so much your actual personality, but the dynamic you create in this story. I was wondering what your personality would end up being like and what kind of, so far, villain in quotes. I don't know if it'll stay in quotes, but so far, what kind you would be. And I'm actually liking this better than I think the more stereotypical answer would have been. I mean, that's some respect right there. Yeah, kind of. I don't know. I think you have too much control over this organization, personally. We didn't get to see the old man, so maybe he can too. Unlikely. Like, there is a degree of might makes right that I think is deeply problematic for, this group. That someone could just be like, yeah, come in and be like, yeah, fuck you. When it's apparently world important to be one of these things. So I have to imagine that if they didn't, if Frieren or Fern hadn't passed, they'd have just been, they probably would have just moved on regardless. No, I like Syria a lot. I wasn't sure before now. I would have been fine with more traditional again villain. Don't know if it's gonna stay in between these quotes, but ooh, I dug that. One more episode. And ultimately, in the future, if the quotes do have to be removed, I'll be fine with that too, so long as characterization is maintained. Because, again, I don't like her, but I do like her for the ways I don't like her. Next time.